This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on details of economic package announced by Finance Minister. The participants are Shekhar Iyer, senior journalist, and AIR correspondent Anupam Mishra.
Mr. Iyer, government today announced a slew of measures under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan with a special focus on migrants, small farmers and street vendors. Finance Minister spoke about one nation, one ration and also free ration to migrants for 2 months. What is your take on it, sir?
Today's announcements are very, very significant if you consider that this is the second tranche of special measures to alleviate suffering due to lockdown caused by the coronavirus. We have seen yesterday the focus was on medium and small scale industries and as well as other small businesses. Today the focus is on the migrant workers. You have small traders, street vendors and so on. And particularly when it comes to migrant workers, the picture that we have seen in the last few days has been something that has concerned the government very much. So therefore the government has decided wherever the migrant workers are, whether they are on the highways, whether they are waiting to go somewhere or waiting to go back to the villages or they have reached or if they are already staying where they are, straight away they will get 5 kg of grain, rice or wheat per person and 1 kg of chana per family per month for 2 months. Now this is a very big thing because the immediate availability of food to these people is very important and about 8 crore migrants will be benefited, which is a very big thing, and the entire cost is going to be borne by the government of India and the implementing agencies are the state government. Now it is for the state governments who will have to decide and identify the migrants and ensure the full distribution, and here there is no requirement whether they have got ration card or not, and this is because this covers everybody, particularly the non-card holders. They have been facing a lot of problems. That is why along with this we have seen another big announcement, which is this one nation, one ration card. Now, as the finance minister mentioned today, because of the technology-driven approach, wherever the state governments have digitized the ration cards or they are going for digitization or in the process of digitization, in those places you are going to see that the ration card holder, his family can draw whatever it needs in the village where they are, and the undrawn portion, they can be drawn from any place where they are. This will help him as well as his family to draw the thing. And the whole idea is they want to start it by August 2020. That is in the matter of next 3 months they want to implement this. And already we know that, PDS, many people have been covered. The whole idea is that migrant families should not feel that they are not able to get food because they are staying in other states. Now, we know that 67 crore beneficiaries are there in 23 states, covering 83% of PDS population. And they are going to be brought in this national portability. And by March 2021, central government intends that 100% national portability is there. Like you can port your mobile number, similarly you can port your ration card. This is a very big requirement. Government has been working on this because the states and union territories are supposed to complete the full automation system should be there. A ration card with the required number, it should be available on the digital platform, which means, as I said earlier, a family, whatever it draws, this will give a lot of relief to these people who do not have any cards at all, and to people who have cards, but those cards are only valid in their home state and not here where they are. I think this is a very big thing the government of India has thought of.
Sir, 2.5 crore farmers will be provided concessional credit. How it will address the issue of farmers during and post-lockdown, sir?
Already we know that, farmers have been covered under various loan schemes for the farmers. Now, this is going to be an additional 30,000 crores. See, the NABARD will extend additional refinance support for, crop loan requirement of Rural Cooperative Bank. This is over and above 90,000 crore which has already been provided by NABARD through the normal refinance route this year. This is another additional 30,000, which means overall you will have 1,20,000 crore which will be available for crop loan through the Rural Cooperative Banks, And this will, straight away give enough money in the hands of all the state cooperative banks. There are 33 state cooperative banks. Then there are 351 district cooperative banks. So these banks, and then there are 43 rural banks. They can immediately, this additional thing will cover another 3 crore farmers. And they are going to be very small marginal farmers because these farmers require mostly for post-harvest work And very soon you will have the arrival of the monsoon, you will have the current kharif requirement. So that will also be taken care in this thing. And in addition to that, we are going to see that a special drive is to be undertaken to provide, all the PM Kisan beneficiaries who are there through the Kisan credit cards, that, another 2 lakh crore is sought to be pushed through that system also. And we heard the finance minister today saying that it will not be just the farmers, but also with the Prime Minister emphasizing on, blue revolution. That is, fishermen and animal husbandry farmers will also be included in this, because they may not be actually involved in direct agriculture, but they are doing activities which is connected with agriculture, whether it is pisciculture or whether it is animal husbandry. Now, this is also a very good thing, because this will enable, these farmers who may be, cultivating in a small plot, then maybe having cows for supplying milk, and maybe there are ponds nearby where they are having pisciculture, they are having fish farming. So this is going to be another important thing to boost the rural income. And we are going to see the target is 2.5 crore farmers will be covered, and the government's intention is that at least 2 lakh crore should be able to reach these farmers.
Mr. Iyer, government has announced relief package for street vendors also.
Street vendor is also very interesting thing that has come, which is they have set apart 5,000 crore in terms of credit facilities where, they can take and this is going to come into effect within a month, because the lockdown has seen they don't have money to, start. These loans can be, 10,000 rupees or so, which is the working capital, so that they can buy some vegetables from the mandi and start selling on the cart. So this is a very thing which is, again, the method that is going to be employed is through the digital platform. So where they can straight away go buy this product with this money, and this can be a small working capital, and they can start work. And this is also to encourage digitalization, so that they use this. And the idea is that, within a month, they get this money, and if the more they switch over to digital thing, there will be more monetary rewards for them. And the idea is to cover, on the basis of whatever feedback the central government has got from the states, there are about 50 lakh street vendors. Now, the idea is about 5,000 crores is kept aside for them, so that at least, at a rate of 10,000 rupees per street vendor, if he can take that loan, so that he can restart his livelihood business. The government of India had in mind, we saw the migration workers, we have strained how this lockdown has affected the street vendors, so this is a very special thing for them.
Government announced employment push for tribals using Campa Fund. What is your take on it?
Particularly the tribals, who are living in and around forest areas. Some of them have been covered under what is called the Compensatory Afforestation Management and Planning Authority, the CAMPA, which was set up under the Act which was passed in 2016. Now, this authority has been working on reforestation, regeneration of green cover, etc., that kind of projects. Now, the government of India intends, that this should create job opportunities for tribals and Adivasis. So the idea is that state government will get, separate funds or earmarked funds of about 6,000 crores, which can be straight away used by them for undertaking afforestation and plantation works. And this can even be closer to the urban areas also. There is no issue. But the idea is this money should be spent employing the tribals and Adivasis for artificial regeneration and assisted natural regeneration. The works related to forest management, soil and moisture conservation works, protection of wildlife and creating wildlife-related infrastructure. A state government wants to create some wildlife infrastructure, like it wants to create water spaces or water bodies deep inside the forest for better management. They can use these funds and employ the services of these people.
For small businesses, Finance Minister announced a 2% interest subvention under Mudra Shishu loans up to 50,000 rupees. What will be the impact of this Mudra Shishu loans?
See, already Mudra loans, there are 3 types of loans. We know that. Now, this particular thing is concerning what is called the Mudra Shishu loans, which is actually a very small loan. And this is, the smallest of the credit takers, very smallest ones. So they can take up to 50,000 rupees. Or even less. Now, what the government wants to do is that since these very, very small businesses have also been impacted by this lockdown, and though there has already been a moratorium announced on these loans by the Reserve Bank of India, now what the government is trying to do is going to give them interest subvention of 2%. And this interest submission is for people who have been very prompt payees. You see, we have to understand that. Those who have been promptly repaying the loan, they will be given this 2% as a kind of relief for them. And the whole idea is government wants to cover as many people as possible. And right now, the amount of loan which is covered under this Mudra Shishu loan is about 1.62 lakh crore. So 1.62 lakh crore of money which is covered under these Shishu loans. So whatever interest that is accruing, which is accrued due to this, during this period, including lockdown, that will be, taken care of by the central government, and the government has set apart 1,500 crore for this. But the most important thing, the affordable housing thing, which you will realize is a very important scheme.
Sir, the Finance Minister also announced about affordable rental housing complex, ARHC, for migrant workers and urban poor. Can you please throw some light on it?
We have heard migrants are leaving their places where they were staying because there is no work. One of the complaints that has come is many places the landlords have told them to vacate because they cannot pay rent anymore. Now this has brought out housing problem of a particular category of workers. Now these migration workers or guest workers, they have come from different states. And in the absence of work or where there is no work for a particular period, they are left virtually homeless because they don't have the money to pay the rent. And we have seen during this lockdown period numerous such stories that one of the reasons for these migrant workers to wanting to go back to their villages is because of this. So the government today has come with a scheme which is actually part of the original PM Awas Yojana, which is an ongoing program which the Prime Minister has announced from the Red Fort. Now here we are seeing that government is going to launch this scheme especially for these migrant labor and urban poor so that they can have the ease of living by paying affordable rent. Now government proposed to do it in very three ways. One is to currently whatever government funded housing projects are going on, some of they will be categorized as affordable housing projects under the private public partnership mode, and by allotting concessionaires, people will be given contracts to build such houses which will be rented out to these people at affordable rates. This is one. The second is the government is going to encourage or incentivize the manufacturing units, industries and institutions and other bodies. They can develop affordable renting housing complexes in their own private land and operate so that they can get whatever other benefit which is possible under the PM Awas Yojana and create housing units in which the migrant laborers or guest workers can stay and pay affordable rent. And the third way which the government of India has thought of, which was announced by the finance minister, is they also want to incentivize and encourage the state government agencies. You see, various state governments have got housing boards. And central government also has got some of these housing boards are there. Now they can also take up these projects, this affordable renting housing complexes, and it can be taken up in a way that it is not done with a profit motive, but to ensure that in different urban centers or semi-urban centers, they are able to create a cluster of dwelling units where the migration workers can stay and pay and live there. Even if there are times or situations like lockdown, such a situation happens, they don't have to fear to leave the place because they cannot pay rent. So this is also a very important thing. The government will be issuing guidelines, so we will know more in detail what kind of incentives are to be given, what kind of credit availability will be made. But the idea is this should be followed under the PPP mode. So that's a very interesting thing which the government has given thought, and I think this is going to give big boost. In a year or so, we are going to see this plan taking shape.
Sir, to the returning migrants, the government has supported them with Manrega. How will you elaborate this one?
This is also a very important thing. See, already government had increased the number of days to be covered under this rural employment guarantee scheme. Now what the government has done this time is that if they don't feel like immediately coming back or they want to wait for some time, they can immediately take up work there. So that is why this is again to be implemented through the state governments, where they will be told that they can undertake whatever work in their areas, whether it is building of rural roads or creating some rural infrastructure or digging wells or creating additional, all these things. This is also a very important measure which the government has announced today.
Thank you for joining with AIR News, sir.
Thank you.
You were listening to discussion on details of economic package announced by Finance Minister. The participants were Shekhar Iyer, senior journalist, and AIR correspondent Anupam Mishra. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our website, newsonair.com. You may email your opinion about the program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.